Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Previously we did the new dungeon. Now admittedly I did forget, or well, I didn't really forget. It's more of I rushed into things just because what happened and I didn't really completely search all the nook and cranny of the new dungeon. Hence why I missed out on, I don't know, I think it was about 20 in total chests that you'd want to loot, as well as two legendary chests at the end of the dungeon. So I completely missed out on that. Anyways, for this episode, like I said previously, we will be going over the what do you call this? The journey steps we missed out on. So the farmer, master chef. I feel like these ones are just, all together connected to one another. So let us go ahead and start with the farmer. Uh, Unlock the peasant knowledge. So let us go ahead and do that. We go here, go survival. And here we are, peasant. Let's unlock that for 1 point. Right. Now let's switch to the farmer journey step. So let's go ahead and activate that. And it says access or place a crude planter. Now we want, or well, I want this little space over here. So let us go ahead and place a crude planter. We go farming. It's this one right here. We need 25 brick. I should have that. Yeah, I do. Except that it's just too far out. That's why it can't pull the resources. So let's go ahead and get 25. Actually, let me go get 50. Yeah, 50. 50 is good. Right. Okay, all we want to do now is to just place the planter like so. Like one over there, and I'll just go ahead and put another one over here, just beside it. Now access or place a compost heap. And for that one, it is this one over here. We just need shape wood, which we have 154 of. So let's go get, or let's go get that up and running right over. It can't be put there. Let's just put it here then. All right, cool. Now we want to harvest a plant fiber. So luckily there are plant fibers growing within our base. I'll just go ahead and get my sickle. Just forgot where I put it. Not there. Not there as well. Right, so everything is here. Let me actually put these down first. And like I said, I will be grinding the legendary fragments off cam, just because we already tackled that. And again, I did miss out on a couple of chests, but it is what it is. All right, let's go get these. I'll just leave that for now. Get the sickle out. By the way, hopefully my voice and audio and gameplay settings are a-okay. Again, your comments and feedback really goes a long way to helping me out, with these videos or with these contents. So yeah, just, comment it down below. Give me your feedback about the settings, if they are clear, that I don't sound robotic, unlike my EU4 content. All right, so the next one is put bone into the grinder. So as you can see here, I have already a lot of bone meal just because I have been grinding out the ivory. So ivory, sometimes you get loot, or well, you can loot it off corpse. Just checking if I have some more here. It doesn't look like it. I know I have bones. Or do I? I do. I think it was 5. I may be wrong. It could be just 1 or 10. Let's check. Yeah, it's just 1. Then obtain compost. Compost can be used in planters. So we need bone, which we have here, or bone meal rather. Then we need these ones, putrid meat. And we need plant fiber as well. Oh, that's pretty cool. It says there in the on the side, you can replace bone meal and putrid meat with dung instead. So that's pretty cool. So I might actually do that. Just have a couple of pets making dung. I think that would be there you go. So what is the so that was 4 bone meal and 2 putrid meat. And I think it was 5 maybe or 10 plant fiber. But yeah, essentially that's how you get compost. And that is how you use the planter. So let me just go ahead and actually, because I already know I already got compost somewhere. Maybe not. That's potent compost. Does it count though? It does. Very cool. Then we just need seeds, which I have a couple of seeds right here. I do want to grow some desert berry bush, just for the brewery. All right, just before that, something related to planting as well, or farming rather, while we're waiting for the compost to produce. So I completely forgot about this mechanic in game. So remember how we always use gray lotus powder for this potion, which helps us, you know, really helps us in dungeon crawling. So in order to make gray lotus powder, you need gray lotus flower. Now, fortunately for us, we do or we can loot these. So what happens if you don't loot them? Well, if you loot, or well, if you don't loot the seeds, that is, these ones, if you just loot gray lotus flower, you can actually dry them out. So I'll just go ahead and put 10. And once we play that, you can get seeds out of them. So that's pretty nifty. It's a nifty trick, especially early on. So it costs you 3 flowers to get 1 seed. There you go. So we just got 1 seed out of that. So again, pretty cool trick. Or pretty cool tip, that is. And yeah, you just have to grow these now. So I'll just grab a bunch of them. And I saw early on, I did have compost right here. So let me bring it out here. Now for this one, we now have a compost that also produces fat grub, which we can then put into the catchers, or what were they called? Something about fishing. Fish traps. Well, of course, fish traps. Yeah, there you go. Anyways, let's go ahead and put the desert berry seed over there. And in the tutorial, it just shows you just have to put the compost, and that is how you produce that. So to my knowledge, you don't need to add sunlight or water. It is automatically added there. It just needs time. So there's that. Now, it's completely different when it comes to the lotus seeds. So as you can see there, if I grab the compost, and if I put the compost here, it doesn't do anything. And that's because we need potent compost. So how do we get potent compost? I'll just leave that running in the background for now. Again, it doesn't need sunlight or water, it just needs time. That erupting thing is very scary to listen to. It sounds like a volcano erupting, but Anyways, so how do we get potent compost? So to my knowledge, if we just add their compost and we get some blood. So blood, again, you get from putting the limbs from people or from human NPCs, and you put in the fluid press, and that would give you blood. Now, if you get the blood and put it in the compost bin or the compost heap, and I almost forgot, we also add raw ash. That should give us potent compost. So there we have it: compost, blood, raw ash. That is equal to a potent compost. So again, that is what we need to grow these lotus seeds. So it works for the black lotus, purple lotus, and crimson lotus, as well as yellow. I think there's a yellow lotus flower. So aside from them, all the regular seeds, You just need the regular potent compost. Oh, sorry, regular compost. So yeah, there is that. Now let's go ahead and claim this since we are finished with that one. Now let us tackle the, like I said, brewer. So let us go ahead and activate that journey and put berries into a fluid press. All right, luckily for us, we did get desert berry bush. And now we got berries out of that one seed. So we get 50 berries. Grab them. Put berries into a fluid press. Right here. And we should get berry pulp. I think we also covered that in the, when we were journeying to the top. I think we needed berry pulp for something. But that's pretty cool. Pretty handy. Now we need to unlock the apiarist knowledge. So that is again in survival. Apiarist knowledge is under primitive cook. So let's go unlock that for 7 points. And then we need to put a bee in a beehive. Now bees, you get bees. They aren't a guaranteed drop. It is a RNG drop when you harvest plants using your sickle. One thing that affects that drop rate though is the quality of a sickle that you use. So star metal or obsidian is actually good in getting them. So hopefully we get some. We're getting plant fiber, seeds, a handful of insects. Usually you get bees. Sometimes you get the very rare queen bee. I'm just not sure if it works on regular plant fibers or you need like the yellow lotus flowers growing down south or just around here. But again, those are RNG drops. They aren't really a guaranteed drop. But anyways, lucky for us, early on we did manage to get some bees and some queen bee as well. So let us go ahead and get them because we will need them. And let's put a beehive. So what do we need for the beehive? We just need wood and twine. Okay, hopefully this can reach. It can reach indeed, so let's just go ahead and put that there. Now we need to put one bee. I'll just go ahead and put one bee. And that, in effect, would make honey. So again, we need to put a queen bee. Again, I'll just one. And that, again, will make honey. So now we need to unlock the brewing knowledge. Go ahead, go in survival. And brewing is once again under primitive cook. We should also actually get master APRs, because why not? We should also get these, to be honest. I'll do that after this one. Let's go ahead and focus on brewing. Unlock that for 4 points. And now we need to build a fermentation barrel. So let's go ahead and go to cooking. And that needs 10 iron reinforcement and 50 insulated wood, which we could just build off of our benches. So 50 of these. And 10 of these ones. By the way, I'm not sure if I've mentioned it in a previous episode or whatnot, but raw ash you can get from the volcano, from the obsidian stones or obsidian ores. You do have to use your sickle on them, so you just mine them out like so. And yeah, you should get raw ash. I know using a pickaxe as well gets you obsidian and raw ash at the same time. And now that we have the materials for the fermentation barrel, let's just go ahead and put it, I don't know, maybe right here, just because that's the only space I have. Put it like so. And then we need to brew some wine. Maybe this should work. Desert berry pulp. So we need a leavening agent. So where do we get leavening agents? Alright, so for this sole purpose of this video, I turned on the admin rights just so I could teleport to places, not having to waste time, you know, running around, even on horse. But this is where you would get your leavening agents, these ones right here. So while you're farming out the, what do you call this, the Mounds of the Dead for star metal, it is also wise for you to get a couple of these guys. So harvest them with your sickle, or you can, you know, harvest them by your hand and you get leavening seeds as well as leavening agents and plant fiber. That's pretty cool. All right, let's just go gather a bunch of them, though I don't think we'll ever need to use all of it. Oh my gosh. It's another one. It's another Leonil. Okay, I just really have to. I have to. And I've actually built a small outpost here just to do, you know, when I farm for the Lincia and whatnot. Alright, now that we have our leavening agent, we just now need purified water, which we could just make out of our alchemist bench. So what do we need for that one? I think we needed a water orb. No, just a water-filled glass flask. And we can make, let's say I'll just craft 5. So craft many, craft 5. And plate. Okay, now once we have that, we can now make the desert wine. So let's go ahead and craft 5. So again, that requires 1 purified water, 5 desert berry pulp, and 5 leavening agents. So now we need to brew mead. And for you to make mead, again, you need plant fiber, honey, and 5 leavening agents. I think we only have a couple of honey from the apiary. So let's just go ahead and make 2 purified water. And from there, we can go ahead and make the mead. So let's go craft 1. Okay, and now we need to get drunk. So that is just chugging down the wine and the mead we got. So I think it's 5 in total. So let's just use that one. So now we are getting drunk, or you know, getting tipsy. And then we just need to chug down all that we have, and there you go. So I think that was 4 in total. So 3 wine and 1 mead. So our vision is getting woozy. I'm getting busy myself. That's over now. So let us go ahead and claim our rewards. Oh, there you go. That cures the hangovers. So let's claim that. Okay, now let's get the Master Chef out of the way. Let's go activate that journey. And now we need to unlock the Master Chef journey knowledge, which is again in survival. Master Chef, unlock that for 12 points. Now we need to gather black ice. Does it count if I just get the black ice from here? No, it does not. Alright. I guess I'll have to travel to the north side of the places. Alright, here we are again at the, I forgot what this place is called. Mounts of the Dead. There you go. And, Leonil is now ready. All tamed up. Let's put her here in the horse, just so we don't forget. And there is actually another way up there to where we gathered our first few black ice, but this is very dangerous. So just around here are saber-tooth and bears, so you want to watch out for them. That's why I brought with me Yufei. There they are. I hear them. Alright. Okay, that should be all of it for now. And if we head right over here, there are more of these, so just fight your way up here. Alright, kill them. And just over there, you're gonna see that smoke. So essentially, that's where we have to go. And to get there, you just need to follow the winding path going up there. So there is only one way up here, so you shouldn't really get lost. But once you arrive here, this is called the... What was it called? Something about the outcast camp or something like that. It is exactly that. So this is the outcast camp. This is also where you can learn the Emir religion.
Nothing is like this cold.
Oh, look at that. We also get Black Ice Great Sword and Black Ice Shield. And we get more Black Ice. Pretty cool. So you can talk to him if you want to, but you need to go past him and go over here, rather. And this should bring you to that place where we gathered our first few Black Ice. So like I said, this is a more dangerous way to go here as compared to, just climbing that slope over there. I think this counts as a... No, it's just pure ice. Okay, we don't need ice. And we don't need stone. What we do need is the black ice over there. Alright, Leafy, can you handle that, please? And then handle this one. Alright, and then there should be that one, the bloodstone golem. Let me just harvest this for the black ice. Drop the regular ice, put that there. Okay. And then we harvest this one for the blood crystal. This is a bloodstone. Blood crystal is what I meant to say a while ago. I'll give you that. And then from here, we just have to gather this. There we go. So we gathered black ice, and I will meet you once we get back at the base. By the way, I don't think I have pointed this out, but black ice greatsword and black ice shield, we can't make them yet because I will reserve that for a separate video along the way. But that, again, that's pretty cool. I like the aesthetic of things of that one. Anyways, we're here now, and we need to store food in a preservation box, which is this one right here. So let's just go ahead and put that there. Craft and place an improved stove. We never had one. Oh, that's pretty okay. I'll go get these. Burn the coal from that one, and then we need to make an improved version of that. We just need 10 more rather steel reinforcements and 200 hardened brick. We just need to make 10 more of that. And hardened brick, we need stone consolidant and brick, and that will turn into hardened brick. Okay, for the meantime, let's go ahead and get rid of our stove, and time to improve that with the improved stove version. Alright, like so. And then from here, place or move a cook near the improved stone, which is right there. Now we need to cook a feast. So what is a feast? Alright, we just need eggs for that one. Herbal tea, steak and eggs. So either the savory feast or the exotic feast is the cheapest. I say exotic feast just because it gives strength weapon damage of 15%, so you could totally feed that to your thralls as well. So let's go ahead and make that one. We just need egg. So the eggs, where do we get them? Those are pretty simple. You can just get them through the nests of the shalebacks and other creatures. So get rid of that one, and you can just go ahead and pick them up like so. Now the harvest amount or quantity. Of course, it is affected by your game settings, but ultimately, you can't harvest them with any tool, I don't think. They patched that out before, I know you can. But now it seems like you just pick them up with your hands. Right? Now we can make 6 of them. So let us go ahead and craft. Craft many. You know what? Let's just craft one for now. Then I'll hide the eggs over here because they spoil. And I forgot to press the play button. So that ends that. Pretty cool. Now we get the charcoal kiln. A kiln for smelting and cooking. Nice. So I think with that one, I really need to expand on the base here. Now, before I end the episode, there are a couple more. Maybe I could separate them into a different episode again. Maybe the next episode is another laid-back episode. Just so, you know, we can knock these off our journey steps. But before I end this episode, I would actually want to... This one's actually fast, so I'll go ahead and do this one, the Acolyte. Let's activate that journey. And now we need to access or place an altar. All right. So at the beginning of the episode, I'm not sure, but I think I did say that I will just stick to one religion, which is the Ymir religion. Just because, you know, we are born Nordheimer. And I think I also mentioned it before that I would be utilizing the mountain right in front of my base, right there. So how do we go about that one, or how do we get on top of there? Again, off cam, I have built an elevator that we could use that should bring us to the top with the access over here. So hopefully that works out for us. I guess I just have to remove one of these. So let's go ahead and remove one and place the elevator like so. Now, quick question though, does it go up or down? I think it goes down. It does go down. Okay, so maybe what we want to do is build it towards up there. For that one, let's go ahead and use building pieces. And I would need sandstone and wood. So I'll just go gather the recipes for now, and I'll meet you guys back once I have them all. Okay, so I guess I'll just use that as a guide. So put up there. Okay, I think we just need to do that. Then we just have to climb up. Keep on climbing up here. And connect it like so. Yep, that's totally fine. I will just have stairs like so, and that should connect to the where is it? There it is. My hotbar, the elevator that will bring me down, or all the way down to the ground. Well, I guess this is easier. I don't have to access it, you know, going through the tower and whatnot. But yeah, this is okay. All right, let's go ahead and access or place an altar on top. So what do we need for the crafting station? Religion, Ymir. So we need a couple more stone and twine. So twine, I know we can make. We have a bunch of plant fibers in the inventories. So let's go ahead and make 20. So now we need stone. And I still have wood on the horse. Yep. So now we just need to gather stone. And now that we're here, let us actually just go ahead and craft or make the Ymir altar. As much as I want it in the middle, maybe not too far out. I think here is fine. Let's have that as a backdrop over there. like so. So we need now to craft a religious tool. And we need iron bar and branch. Okay, now that we have the resources for that one, let's go ahead and make a hoarfrost hatchet. And harvest a human corpse for religious resources. So luckily we are beside Seppermaru, and inside that there's a couple of NPCs we could do our experiments on. So what we need to do is first we get rid of them. Don't move there. I never got the item. Silly me. Okay, we bring out the item and now we harvest them. I think we just get one per body. So anytime you are in a dungeon or whatnot, just make sure to harvest them, because you will need a lot of it, especially for tier 3 of the altar. So I will do that off cam, or will continue to do that off cam. Alright, now we need to craft a religious item. And kind of forgot I could also craft these, but the ice would have to do for now. Let's just go craft one. I think that counts as a religious item just because you're crafting it from the altar. I could be wrong. And that completes that one. So now we can claim the reward. I will do the high priest in a separate video, just because we need to summon an avatar and place or move an art priest near an altar. So that one is pretty tricky, as you know, the rate at which the competent priests we need for Ymir, they spawn very low, I think. Very rare in New Asgarth. I have never seen one spawn in the Mounts of the Dead. And I actually am not sure where else we could find them. Maybe in the outposts? But yeah, again, more of that in a separate video. What do we actually need for it to level up is my next question. So if we go to Ymir, we need to unlock that for 5 points and then unlock this for 11. Might as well get this one for 7. Ooh, that's pretty cool. A powerful axe blessed by Ymir. I might actually use that instead. So what do we need for it to level up to the next tier? We need 30 manifestation of zeal. So it's this one over here. So right now I have 11. That's 12. So I need 18 more basically ice shards to craft that one. So again, I will do that in a separate video. And for the next episode, maybe... Again, it's just really knocking out more of these stuff. So Warsmith, Master Mason, Overlord maybe. And a couple more. Yeah, that's in the different island, Isle of Septa. But again, more of that in the next episode. So if you did enjoy this episode, please do leave a like, or simply comment down below what you liked about it, what you didn't like about it, or just let me know how I'm doing. And if you want to support me further, you can do so by simply subscribing to the channel, as that really helps me out a lot. Anyways, that is it for me for today. I'm Aimatiro, and I'll see you guys on the next video.